MedBeds, Quantum Healing Technology, a message from the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings, brought to you by whatcomesnextforyou.com. This message has been channeled for you by Canadian psychic medium Tracy Mills. Greetings, dear Earth Star Angel. I am Chimera. In today's transmission, we wish to tell you about one of the first technologies that will be released to the world's population with the announcement of Nicera and Gacera. If you're not sure of these terms, we recommend you watch our video on this first. Along with new free energy systems supplied by the Tesla coils and new anti-gravity and replicator devices, you will also be receiving brand new holographic medical beds or MedBeds. These new MedBeds will come with some very unique features, including diagnostic support, surgical repair, and cellular and DNA reconstruction and rejuvenation. In short, they will become an integral part of your health care and health maintenance, changing everything within your healthcare industry as you know it. These MedBeds, when used in conjunction with trained medical supervision and automated medical stations, will provide you with a variety of options and methods to return your physical vessel to optimal good health. These beds represent a quantum leap in the business of healthcare all over your beautiful world, for there are currently enough of these beds to begin rollout in every country that wants them. Just imagine a healthcare package with no chemotherapy, toxic chemicals, radiation, organ removal, or having to live long-term with scars, disease, and dysfunction. If you're thinking all of this sounds too good to be true, or something out of a sci-fi movie, we understand your reservations. However, we would ask you to remember that hiding in plain sight is one of the deep state and secret space program's favorite tactics. For a very long time, the deep state has been showing you technology beyond your wildest dreams in your movies like The Avengers and The Kingsman. Just because you think you're watching fantasy is on you as far as the Dark Ones are concerned. As far as they know, they have been showing you the truth. You just haven't been asking the right questions or demanding the right answers. It's a nasty trick that's been perpetrated on you, and it's one of the dynamics that is about to change in a dramatic way with the announcement of Nicera and Gacera, as these new technologies will be released as a part of that exciting and life-enhancing package. Now, on to the details of these quantum therapy MedBeds, which come in 3 different varieties, holding 3 unique functions and fortes that are currently available for rollout. Number 1, the holographic MedBed is a diagnostic and treatment bed. Number 2, the regeneration bed works in concert with your DNA and stem cells to regenerate old tissue or missing organs. And bed number 3 is a regression and rejuvenation bed. These help to rejuvenate your cells, offering age regression therapy as well as therapy that helps you to suppress unwanted memory. As you may have already guessed, these technologies did not originate on Earth, having been given to your secret space agencies for the benefit of humanity. It was an unfortunate choice that those in charge of making moral decisions decided to keep this technology to themselves. We are pleased to confirm that this error is now being rectified, and the right people are now working behind the scenes to ensure the rollout of these technologies to the public at large. All 3 beds work on a quantum level using vibrations and frequencies with a combination of 3D scanners and refracting lenses, as well as surgically precise lasers for both opening and closing wounds. They also have a multitude of diagnostic and monitoring technologies that keep the practitioner fully informed throughout both diagnostic and repair sessions. Utilizing tachyon particle and plasma energy, this machine works with the human vessel for maximum repair with minimal invasion. All 3 MedBeds work with similar technologies. They've just been adapted for 3 different uses and treatments. Bed number 1, the holographic MedBed. These beds can perform live scans of the body for diagnosis, as well as treat any illnesses with much greater accuracy in far less time and with far less invasion to the human vessel. These MedBeds will scan every part of your body for diagnosis and interpretation, including your skin, muscles, bones, organs, glands, neurological, and hormonal efficiency. It can also perform a blood analysis and a DNA analysis, which looks for and is able to correct any hereditary markers for certain illnesses, providing a quick and painless analysis of the entire physical system. Any surgery needed will be done immediately, including appendix, heart surgery, and C-sections. Holographic MedBeds come equipped with such features as airtight see-through operating shield to reduce germs and claustrophobia, comfortable limb rests, liquid spray anesthetic, laser scalpels, laser mirrors, vital signs sensory and display, diagnostic and analysis identification, and computer-controlled surgical arms. These MedBeds are built with an advanced but very strictly limited artificial intelligence that needs human connection to work as a precautionary measure that ensures cooperative coexistence. The computer used to operate is very similar to an MRI machine. However, instead of magnetics and radiation, these MedBeds use plasmatic energy to work with you on a subatomic and vibrational level. Since this is a vibrational universe and you are a vibrational being, this is a very homeopathic approach to healing, which offers multiple benefits with little to no side effects. Well, that beyond shock, amazement, and delight. No more long waiting times, no more endless testing or trying medicines that don't work. Say goodbye to chemotherapy and say goodbye to people dying from stroke and heart disease. MedBed number 2, the regeneration bed. These beds will prove especially useful for anyone in need of an organ transplant, organ replacement, missing or severed limbs, and skin grafts for third-degree burns. Using similar technology to the first beds we mentioned, these beds focus on working directly with your DNA templates, using a harmonic resonance field that is still present within your body's cellular memory. As many of you know, your body holds a cellular memory, as is evidenced by your phantom limb syndrome. These beds will be able to change the lives of many, many people, and the applications are endless. And this is just to get you started off with. Your entire healthcare system is about to change and become a health support and rejuvenation system. Are you excited, dear one? The final MedBed is for age and memory regression. This bed will help people who suffer from traumatic memories, PTSD, and help them to release their mind from the horrific montage of images and their heart from the depths of despair. This bed will also help to return you to a more youthful appearance and feel, tightening skin, returning muscle tone, and improving all senses, especially your sense of sight, sound, and taste. Working with your own DNA templates and multiple refractory lenses, as well as your body's natural internal clock, we are able to perform these procedures pain-free, with the biggest adjustments coming from your mind and heart, because you now feel so fabulous. Again, these beds use plasmatic energy, not radioactive materials, focusing instead on recalibration and regeneration whenever possible. This enables you, the user, to return to optimal health in very little time. Just think of what this kind of technology will mean for you, your family, your friends, all of the children just rescued from the tunnels, and for every person suffering needlessly from fixable medical conditions.
MedBeds. Now, I need to give a clarification here. It says MedBeds, but he goes on to say he's actually talking about celestial chambers. I don't exactly understand the difference, but the point is going to be the same. This is, to get the correct person, Jared Rand and Mark Z, and this is heavily edited, trying to get all the stumbles and things like that out of it so I can read on radio. But it goes on to say, we don't have the prototype built yet. We have a celestial chamber. The celestial chamber, look at these words, reatomizes the human body from head to toe, inside and out, in 3 minutes. What is reatomizing? Is that changing our DNA? Well, you know, when I first heard about these MedBeds, frankly, I was excited. I thought, hey, I'd love to fix some things in my body. I don't want to live forever. I want to live forever with Jesus. I don't want to live forever in this mud body. I want to live forever in a glorified body. But as I'm thinking about this, all of a sudden, the Lord spoke to me, not an audible voice, but Bub, it was so loud it may as well been. He said, absolutely not. You do not get in a MedBed, you will lose your salvation. So there you go. That's the warning. At least that's what he told me, so I'm not getting in one. He goes on to say, we have a celestial chamber. The celestial chamber reatomizes the human body from head to toe, inside and out, in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. We inherit 10 genetic. See, they're talking about changing genetics. They're talking about changing our DNA. They're talking about changing our DNA from 100% human, made in the image of God, over to being in the image of the beast, okay, into the image of Lucifer. We inherit 10 genetic anomalies from our ancestors, like diabetes, heart issues, defects depending on their lifestyle. All those issues are removed in the process. What did they just say? They just said they change our DNA. We don't inherit diseases from our ancestors, so the cell structure of the body is quite interesting. It goes to the mitochondria at the quantum level of the body structure. Then we go to the organs and the telomeres. Telomeres? That has to do with genes, okay, as in gene, as in DNA changing. It remaps the whole biological body in 3 minutes. What is that saying? It's saying they changed the DNA. It does one pass as the evaluation and analysis of the body. It finds any anomalies to repair. The process uses 6D. It didn't explain what 6D is, but is that talking about 6 dimensions rather than 3 dimensions like we live in now? The array uses holographic imaging as it scans. A person can see the holographic image of themselves from every aspect. Then you can literally design, within reason, certain areas of your body to change. For example, if you want to increase height, different bone structures. In other words, you want to look different. Maybe you want to fix that nose, or maybe you want to fix that cheek in your face. Structures, different muscle structure, eye, hair, skin color. Well, you can change all that. It shows you the finished changes before starting. The complete end result of what you would look like or like to look like. We give them counseling so that they get more comfortable with their choices. Because when reality sets in, there is such a difference. It sounds great. Yes, I'm going to be young again. But when reality hits, sometimes it's a different story. Not everybody is comfortable with the changes. So when you go into the chamber, you will lay down. The machine uses a melatonin exciter in the cranium. You go to a deep sleep. There are no incisions or electrifying fields. The system scans you to the smallest particle. It looks at your arteries, sees the blood flowing in your arteries. We see every operation within the internal structure of your body externally. Then, using controlled artificial intelligence, it scans the body in about a minute. Then it gives us a reading of your holographic image. It takes a minute and a half to repass and reatomize your body or change your DNA. That's what they're saying, change your DNA. You might see a little light refraction in the telecon particle and plasma ray field that goes over your body. It's not much. Once it's done, you wake up with a new body. You can just repair or make changes or change your body to become immortal. Let's read that again. Or change your body to become immortal. And in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, but death shall flee from them. There it is. So is the tribulation close? Looks like it, doesn't it? A 90-year-old might decide to be 27 or 30. They'll still have the same memories and life's experiences if they're 90 years old, but those don't get removed. But now a 90-year-old is, say, 30 years old again. I know we've all thought, hey, that'd be great to be 30 and be young again. Know what I know now? Well, maybe not. You have the wisdom of a 90 in a 30-year-old body. It's a big adjustment emotionally. That's why we talk with them and counsel them before they go through this whole process. They'll be younger than their grandkids in most cases, and some even younger than their great-great-grandkids. Now, they have no anomalies or defects. They don't age. That's a big responsibility for many on this planet. Some decide they don't want to be immortal, but they would like to be young again. So that's fine. But the aging is much slower. The second time around, because of the adjustments we've made on the genome and the genetic assembly of the body, so what happens is there's a lot we could do. What did they just say? They just said they're going to change our DNA. As in, we're not going to be made in the image of God anymore. We can be made in the image of Lucifer. He goes on to say our brains have this reptilian gene. Wait a minute. Who is more subtle than the beast of the field? That would be Lucifer. And he was changed into a snake, right? And by the way, they say that they're coming from the Draco area of our solar system. What does that mean, Draco? Well, it means dragon. Okay, so our brains had this reptilian gene implanted in us long ago, probably when Adam and Eve ate of the fruit. Probably when they ate of the fruit, that reptilian gene or the devil gene came into us, which is why if we do what is in our heart, the Bible says the heart of man is continually evil. Who can know it? Reptilian gene implanted to us long ago. It is an aggressive gene causing us to be quick to temper and confront each other. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? In certain situations, we can remove that aggressive gene. Yeah, don't believe it. The person doesn't become milk toast or anything. They just won't be so quick to get angry or confrontational and do bodily harm to others. That's a whole different understanding with this civilization. Once that's been corrected, it's going to be a whole different ballgame understanding peace. This increases the brain capacity to 100%. I don't know of anybody on this planet that can handle that emotionally and physically. It's a different ballgame. Our brains have been turned down to around 10 or 12% of capacity. They're saying that this would go to 100% capacity. Now, let's go look at the Bible again. What did it say? Verse 7, mighty men, men of war, neither one thrust each other. They fall on the sword, they're not wounded. Does that sound like what we're talking about? I think it does. Matthew 24:37, but in the days of Noah, so also shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Okay, what were they doing in the days of Noah? That's when the sons of God came down and saw the daughters of men, that they were fair. And they took wives, all they chose. And in those days, they were living about 120. Well, I don't even want to get into that. There were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, the sons of God came into the daughters of man and bare children to them. And the same became mighty men which are of old. Now, that word in the Hebrew for old means eternal. So apparently, when the sons of God came down and mated with the daughters of men, they didn't inherit the gene of Adam, and they were living forever. That's one of the other reasons that I believe that the flood had to happen, because he had to remove all of those people that had that gene from the devil. Then you go on to Genesis 6:9. It says, these are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations. So he chose Noah not just because he was a preacher of righteousness, but because his genetic code had not been changed. So if it's that important, then it's got to be important now. It goes on to say the earth was also corrupt. I don't think that's just talking about sin. Sin can be removed. But corruption, in other words, when the genes of the entire planet have been changed, except for Noah and the other 7 people, God had to just destroy it. And is in the days of Noah, when they were changing genes, when just about everybody were getting new DNA. Kind of the same things happening today, isn't it?